welcome to the new year, 2021. We are going to be doing some different things. We're going to talk a little bit about where we've been and where we are and where we're going. Before we get that far, we're going to go ahead and start with some warm-ups. So if you go ahead and warm us up, please.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Let us go ahead and start with our morning stretch. If you get all the kinks out, stretching up. Relaxing the arms down. If you'd put a slight bend into your knees, tilting the pelvis under so you're in a neutral position, resting your head down, roll your head to the right side, to the back, to the left. As you continue all the way around, you're going to steady your breath, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, and change directions. Still keeping a lift from the chest. As you return back to center, go ahead and lift your head all the way up. Close your jaw. And to the center. Turn your head to the right side. And to the left. And back to center. Placing your right palm by your left ear, gently ease it down with an inhale and an exhale as you release. Switch sides, easing it down towards the left shoulder with an inhale and an exhale as you release. Bring your fingertips to the back of your head, relax your elbows in, ease the chin down with an inhale and an exhale as you release, relaxing those arms down. We're going to do shoulder shrugs. We're just going to lift our shoulders up, relaxing down. 2, continue that steady breath. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last time. Roll your shoulders back. 1, 2. Continue that steady inhale and that steady exhale. 5, 6, 7. Last time. And go forward. Be mindful that you still have that slight bend in your knees, that your chest is still lifted. Continue with the steady inhale and the steady exhale. Good. Go ahead and relax it out. If you would, we're going to bring our forearms to the center. We're going to trunk twist to the right side, and then we're going to go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last time. Go ahead and stretch those arms out at center with your right arm. Bring it under your left, just above the elbow. Pull it across the body with a slight bend in the knees. Go ahead and rotate at your wrist, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Relaxing that side, switching arms. Pull it across, rotate at your wrist, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Relaxing that side. Let us go ahead and bring our hands to our hips. We're going to do some rotations around. If you would engage in your abdomen and your backside as well. Change directions. As you return back to center, go ahead and step forward with your right leg. As you bend into the knee, keeping ears over shoulders, over hips. And switch back. Let's do our left leg forward. Straightening that back leg, bending that front knee. For this piece, you want to be mindful that you do have some space between the front and the back, between your knees as well. Lift the chest up. Allow the hips to be tilted under. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. Let us go ahead and ease back. We're going to come up onto the balls of our feet and then come back down and come up and down. Let us do this 3 more times, and up and down, and up, and down. Last time, and up. Continue with that steady breath, and down. All right, let us find a spot, comfortable space on the floor. If you would stretch out your left side, flexing the foot back, stretching the toes back. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Go ahead and find a spot across from you on the wall, allowing your back to be as straight as possible. Good. Let us go ahead and ease back, pointing the foot, pointing the toes. Ease down towards your stretch. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. Go ahead and slowly ease back. Let us move over to our right leg, flexing the foot and the toes back. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. Pointing the foot, pointing the toes. With a steady breath, go ahead and slowly ease back. Let us go ahead and bring the bottoms of our feet together as we draw our heels in. For this piece, you want to be mindful to keep your back as straight as possible. Easing down. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. Let us go ahead and slowly ease back. Thank you.
All right. So for today, I want to talk a little bit about where we've come from. We just had a pretty intense year, as we all did, but it's worth noting that this time last year, we were actually canceling class because of snow. So we've come away. We're able to still connect one another. Today we are going to be talking a little bit about the Tao Te Ching, that book that we talk about. Tai Chi is found in, and Taoism itself. Now, as we go forward, we're going to be sort of connecting these a little bit more than we usually do. We've put a passage up here. This is from the Victor Mayer translation that we show in class. It's based on much older scrolls, and it has the ability to work from closer to the source, we think. Now, this phrase, the way gave birth to unity. Unity gave birth to duality. Duality gave birth to Trinity. Trinity gave birth to the myriad creatures. Of this passage today, we're going to talk about this one. Unity gave birth to duality. I'm sure you've probably heard of something within Tai Chi that has two things. We're going to be talking a little bit about the yin and the yang. One of the things that we're going to stress is the piece of combination. Recognize that the duality, yin and yang, came from unity. Therefore, to travel back would be to come together. We've talked before about the balance of yin and yang, and it's important that we think about those things as we go forward. At the end of last year, we started to talk about the fact that there's a Taoist maxim that we practice the moves externally, but we practice their meaning internally. And that gets at the heart of what we're trying to accomplish this year. We want to focus on the duality. The movements that we do are what we do, but we want to also pay attention to what's happening inside as well. And one of the ways that we're going to do that is this time, today, we're going to start with breath. The breath itself is a diaphragmatic breathing, and we've talked about this before. So at home, if you would, put your right hand on top of your diaphragm, left hand on top of your right, and go ahead and take an inhale. And then exhale. If you don't feel that movement of inhaling and exhaling, you want to be aware of the diaphragm. This is that muscle that pulls air in, but also pushes that air out. So at home, try again. Right hand on top of your diaphragm, left hand on top of your right. Go ahead and inhale. Allow it to expand out, and exhale. Allow it to push in. Did you feel that? It's important to recognize, did you feel it in the diaphragm? Did you notice your shoulders going up? Did you notice the belly button coming out? The duality then is paying attention not to just the movement, but what's going on inside as well. So one of the things that we're going to start with today is hands like clouds. If you go ahead and demonstrate hands like clouds.
Yes, sir.
As we do hands like clouds, it's important to remember that we have this movement where we are stretching the body. We're opening up the chest. We're opening up the arms. We have resistance coming back. We have left coming forward. We have that combination of both hard and soft. Scooping into that ice cream, rotating that pickle jar up. As we have that movement then, let's talk about the breath. As Master Hayden is breathing, and as she's doing the movement, there's a tightening that happens within the abdomen after each one. That tightening should not limit the breath. As the tightening occurs, usually the breath gets less and less and less when we need it to grow more and more and more. This is where our duality comes into. As we begin hands like clouds, it's important that you're focusing on the breath as well. They're not two separate things. While it seems they are, we're looking for the unity of them. The idea is that we want to use the breath to help us get that full extension and allow that exhale to bring our hands back. It's important that as we tighten up, we're still pushing against that. You'll find that as we go against that inhale, the abdomen doesn't want us to extend, but we're going to continue to push through that and inhale, and then allow that exhale to occur as well. At home, I hope you are trying this with us. And the question is, how does it feel? What are you noticing? As you do hands like clouds, do you feel that tightening of the abdomen and then pushing through with that inhale? Allowing that inhale then to help expand the movement for greater range of motion. Remember, we are connecting both the physical, what we're doing externally, but we're trying to focus on what's going on internally. So as you do hands like clouds at home, be aware of that inhale, allowing for that expansion. And then that exhale, using it to bring the hands back quickly as you go into. We want to go ahead and apply this not just to one, but to all. We don't have a lot of time for that, but I want to go ahead and focus on paint now. So if you would go ahead and demonstrate paint. As we do paint then, it's the same concept. Interestingly, we have an exhale side and an inhale side. The breath then connects. It has a relationship to both. While there's a duality, there's also a unity. So it's important that as you begin with paint, and with any posture, be aware of the breath that's occurring within it. So the idea is that as you have your exhale and you're emptying everything out as you squeeze, we then have that inhale, filling up, using that almost as if it spins in the center as we allow one side to exhale, the other side to inhale. So please be aware of that as you practice, not only paint, not only hands like clouds, but any of the postures. Gonker, our homework would be to first start off with practicing right after this live stream. Do a couple of hands like clouds. Feel what's going on physically with the external movements and how they are connected by the internal. Play around with it a little bit. Allow that breath to get deep. See how it affects the external. Also, play with paint a little bit. And then if you want to go for extra credit, try adding that to any one of the postures that you already know. Become aware of how the breath influences, how it connects with our movements as we go forward. As always, thank you very much for spending this time with us. If you have questions, please feel free to send them to us. We will continue next week, or not next week, next live stream to address some of these concerns and to go a little bit deeper with the Tao Te Ching and our movements. As always, I will leave you with a joke. So why do doctors always act calm?
Why?
Because they have so many patients. With that, thank you all very much. Have a wonderful week and good luck in your practice. Thank you.